Sorry, guys, we got bumped off. Facebook was like, done. But we were wrapping up. I hope that Alexi can come in. Let me just text her really quick. And it was so juicy. We were like so in it. Jump back on. So yeah, we were jamming. We talked about her. Here we go. It's adding. Thank you so much for jumping back on. I apologize for that technology glitch.
We're back.
Dude, Facebook was like, boof.
Yeah, like, no, you need to stop.
But I was just really wrapping up on my experience of the bridge. It's so powerful because you merge different modalities, which is something that I kept asking, well, why can't we like bring the spirituality? How is spirituality separate from transformation? So you do that. You and Preston have evolved that, and it's so juicy and it's so powerful and extreme. Every trainer gets to do this. Every trainer gets to do this. Every center owner gets to do this. You know who you are. We get to do this. We get to put ourselves in that container of being a student and working on our inner self, because it does not matter how much you know. It does not matter how much time you've been in this work. There's always room for more. There's always room to grow and evolve. And the moment we stop learning, which Betty has drilled this in me, the moment we stop learning is the moment we start dying. And it's the moment we start not loving, right? So yes, Bridge Extreme, do it. Bridge, do it. It is coming up. When are the dates?
Yeah, we have January 27th and 28th in LA, and then the following weekend, Feb 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is Extreme. If you can do both, do both. If you can do them right after another, do it. It is like a 1-2 punch to all things where your identity cannot survive. The identity that is not the real you, the identity that is the bullshit crafted story of your wounds and all the things and the traumas, the mask you've been living behind, it cannot survive that 1-2 punch. And that's why we built it. It's why we call it Extreme, especially, is that particular workshop, and you have to graduate Bridge to do Extreme. That workshop we made with the intention of making the most expansive, explosive, incredible workshop in the world that literally gives people the gift of their life back.
And their real life, not the one that you're settling in.
Right.
The life you really want. So I'm going to, the gift from Alexi Panos is that you get 10% off when I'm going to put the code in the comments. Definitely make it a point. Please do this. I have a few people lined up that I'm like, you get to go. And
yes, so good.
I can't wait. I'll be there as well. Then you gave us a freebie. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so the freebie is the Soulful Living Blueprint. And it's really, I think it's, you know, you asked like, what could you give to the tribe? And this is one of those things that right now, this time of year, is really powerful. It's the exact system I use to check in with myself truthfully, like every quarter, every 3 months. It's like a life assessment. You're checking in with where you're at. You're looking at the gaps. You're looking at what you can do to shift it. And then you're zeroing in on one action item within each domain of your life to really make a dent and really make a shift towards living a life at 10.
Beautiful. And you get that as a gift. Register Creating Your 2019. The gift will be in the replay, in the email of the replay. My last question to you that I ask all of my speakers.
Yes.
What are 1 to 2 tips that you live by when it comes to creating an epic year?
First one, be myself. Like, be my real self, not the self that I think you want me to be, or the listeners want me to be, or Facebook wants me to be, or brand influencer should be. Like, just be me. And that rule alone has changed my life, because I feel like all the anxiety I used to have around like, oh, am I doing this right? Is this how I'm like, gone? Who cares? I'm just doing it my way. I'm doing it as the fullest expression of me, and whoever that's meant for, it will be for. Whoever it triggers, great. No apologies. You're not my people. And I'm going to keep doing me and having the gift that I get to be myself in this lifetime. So that's the big one. Second one I would say is radical alignment. And like, that sounds easy, but it's like kind of the hardest thing ever in a world.
Yep.
I'm speaking for myself. Like,
you're speaking for me too.
Yeah, like, it's the hardest thing ever in a world that is constantly trying to sway us in one direction and tell us that we're supposed to be thinking like this or planning our business to do this. And I was just having this conversation at lunch today with somebody, a mutual friend of ours. Like, what is actually, like, what do you want? Because she's in the process of like scaling the business and doing all the things, and I'm overwhelmed and I'm spending more money than I'm making. It's like, do you actually want that? Like, do you actually want that? Like, would you be okay with being a, $250,000 a year business? Because that's still incredible. Like, how much do you actually need? Like, what is aligned for your soul? Because again, like in this particular example, there's this story that we've got to be the 7-figure business and we've got to keep scaling and keep growing. But not if you don't want to, not if that's not what's aligned for you. And that deep alignment is such a fucking, man, like a truth checker. It's like, I got to check in with myself often. Like, is this aligned? Because my ego wants a lot. My ego wants a lot of celebration and validation and significance and approval and worthiness and, yeah, you're doing great, all that. My ego wants all that, right? And it will often trick me into thinking, like, doing the things that will get that, and then me, like, wrapping it up in a way that, like, feels good for the soul, But really, the soul's like, girl, you don't even need that. Like, you're good. All good. So it's like checking in and getting into alignment, because as we plan our year and live an epic 2019 or 2020 or whatever year is coming up, we get to ask ourselves, like, what do I want? Not just what does society want me to be, or who should I be based on Instagram or whoever I'm comparing myself to. But who am I? What do I want? What's important to me? Like, if I died tomorrow, like, would I care about scaling my business? No. Okay, great. So let me focus on what I would care about.
Right. That's so good. And that's such a great question for you guys to pose on yourself. If I died tomorrow, the scaling, is that the important thing? Is it chasing men on dating apps? Like,
right.
Get present to what matters most, because life, even if we die 20 years from now, it goes like this every year. Like, I was in November, like, how the fuck did we get here?
For real. Like, my son is almost a year. I'm like, how did I have a child a year ago? Like,
are we celebrating his birthday?
Yes, we are. We're gonna do probably a dog themed party, because he's obsessed with dogs. On the low, I'm trying to, like, get us a dog before his birthday. I don't know if it'll happen, but yeah, I'm attempting. I'm seeing what I can do. But I do want to add one more thing that I think is a really nice cleanup of this conversation. Fall in love with your life. Like, that's the whole point, is to love what's here and to, like, love the life that we've been given. And I think so many of us, we still get to dream big. We still get to, like, have the plan to grow as high as we can towards the sun in our fullest expression, and fall in love with what's here. Like, legit. Like, this is what we have. This is what we're given. And why not love and soak it up and be present to the magic that we have in front of us? And yes, we can still desire more just to see what we're made of, because why not? And fall in love with what you have right now.
And I want to, like, just stress this, because those 3 words sum up this conversation so beautifully. Love life now. I'm gonna put it on postcard for myself.
Yes.
when you ask people, and they'll probably say, I do love my life. I love my life. I'm very grateful for my life. But how do you show it? How do you express it? How are you tapping into that feeling of gratitude and love for what you have? How are you appreciating your dogs? How are you appreciating your husband? How are you appreciating your clients? How are you appreciating the doorman? All of it. In moment to moment, how are you expressing it? So I love that you brought that to the forefront. I love you so much. Thank you for this amazing conversation. I want to apologize to the listeners. I know that I didn't engage with the listeners as much, but I really wanted to create a sacred space for this conversation. And I didn't want to go into, hey, what's up, Adam? Because I really wanted to be present and I wanted to create a sacred space for this conversation to unfold. Thank you so much to the listeners for jumping on and for cheering us, and there was so much Soul Tribe in this conversation.
Yes.
Hearting you, loving you. I hope you can see it, the messages.
I'll come back because I couldn't see any of them, so I'll have to come back and read them. But
so many beautiful messages. You have a huge army behind you that love the shit out of you. And I said this to you in Preston, I'm always in awe of the people you attract. Just like I say this with my friends, I'm like always in awe of my friends.
Yeah, you're like, wow.
Wow, right?
We are awesome.
Yes, and I love that because that's such a testament to who you are. You're attracting these amazing souls because you guys are such epic souls. And you, my dear, have, you've really changed my life and you're changing so many people's life. And I honor you for that. I thank you so much for gracing us with your time, with sharing this conversation that may or may not have been comfortable. And I thank you because it's going to make a huge difference for people out there.
Well, thank you for having me. And I just want to honor how you did this process. For those of you who don't know the behind the scenes, she literally texted me this morning and was like, yo, what is most present on your heart? Like, because we get to talk about what's most alive and most real. And I think, again, like the way things are done in our industry, I want to honor you and celebrate you because you're doing things differently. You're saying, fuck the plan and let's go with what's real and most alive and what's most explosive on the heart right now, because that's what will bring the most aliveness to this conversation. So I love that you do that. I think more of us in this space get to trust what's here versus like trying to sort it all out. And I just think there's so much magic in that. So thank you for that and for being who you are. You're just an incredible human and I love you so much.
I love you so much. There you have her. Please connect to her. Please follow her. Please join Soul School. It will change the course of this year for you. And if you can get on a plane or if you're in LA, do bridge. Do bridge. Like don't fuck this one up.
Yeah, do not think twice. Make sure you're there. Yeah. Especially like January, February, guys. Like let's create a fucking killer start to the year.
I love trainings that happen either at the end of the year or the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Because they set the tone for the entire year. So when you 100%. Put yourself in this kind of work, it really is like accelerating your transformation in ways that you will experience reading a book or listening to podcasts. So
yeah, no, that's all great, but you got to get in the work and you got to be called on your shit. Like that's what we do. We will call you on your shit and then some. And a book is never going to do that, nor a podcast.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Mom. I love you. I honor you. Thank you so much to our viewers. And we'll be back in like 45 minutes with the next speaker. I'm interviewing Kate. So I'm excited to talk about the misuse of ayahuasca and how people are making it a thing.
Yes, awesome. Kate is amazing. For those of you who don't know Kate, sign on. She's incredible. She's another amazing human and woman. So definitely check her out.
All right. Thanks, Mama. Love you.
Bye. Love you too.